The May 20th, 2019 regular meeting to order. Please stand and join us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sue, please call the roll.
Thomas Wayne, Marianne Rosa,
Here.
David Demers.
Here.
Anthony DeBona.
Here.
Case Duplessis.
Here.
Kathleen Ramos.
Here.
Jonathan Ramsey.
Here.
Louis Raza.
Here.
Paul Rinaldi.
Here.
Next on the agenda is public participation. Is there anyone who would like to address the council? Yes, please.
Hello, my name's Frank Stack. I was here in November about some trees that were cut on a piece of property held by NFG Holdings. And I've had no response from the town yet as of why they were cut, other than it was a juvenile behavior from the engineer of the town of Watertown. And I've talked to the town manager one time, and we were supposed to get together. I just never had a call back from him. I've called him as recent as today, and I've also talked to the Parks and Rec because I wanted to not donate the property, but let the town lease it for $1 a year. I spent over $100,000 on this one side of the brook, planting, cleaning it up, and it's a mess again. And the town also owns, they own a 50-foot sliver that somebody has been using it, and they have a paved driveway on it. And they allow entrants to come in and dump on the town's property. The property that I have is clean, it's nice, it's pretty, there's flowers, there's trees, there's everything. I planted these arborvitaes, and it's still in question, not in my mind, that they were planted. One arborvitae was planted on the town property because the roots were planted on there, and Mr. Skidell and I had a conversation about it the one time that we spoke. And he said that they hired my engineer, who was not my engineer. I'd used this engineer before in the past. And it's just been a hindrance of a project. So I wanted to give the town a donation. I said, I'll fence the thing for you. I've talked to the Parks and Recs as recent as today, too, and they said they were waiting for Mr. Scannell and Mr. Jessel or somebody to give them some direction, clear direction on which way to go. It's probably an 1.5 to 2 acre little park with Turkey Brook that runs through it. NFG Holdings purchased it from the town back 5-6 years ago and have nothing but problems getting it rezoned, working through the engineering department, and a Ruth Mulcahy. And she was a very difficult lady, and she was a very sneaky lady. And I feel bad because I know we all want the best for the town, and that's it. And the park, like I said, I spent $100,000 in plantings and doing things there, and it really bothers me inside because at this age, it's people like dogs. They're like people. Some people think they're like people, and it's good. Let them walk through. Let them do what they got to do. Some people are using it right now. Some people aren't. But on the town's property, we have a storm water trespass. One culvert that I have fixed, which, again, the engineering and the town's hindrance, and it's the engineering part. We went ahead and fixed that because you have a main trunk line for the town of Watertown that comes through there, and it was leaking. It was leaking raw sewage into Turkey Brook, which in turn turns into Steel Brook. When I told Roy Cavanaugh about it, he just said, we got to do a study. Well, I said, the study is you have a culvert emptying on our property that's eroding the bank, and the sewage is going in there. I went to the city of Waterbury and complained to them. Within 2 days, they had somebody in there who scoped the pipe. Within 48 hours, they had 11 trucks that relined the clay pipe, and that part was fixed, and then I could prove to where this, I brought in a whole bunch of riprap. Town made me take it out again that was gonna be used to reestablish the banks because they had to do a plan. They did their little plan that, by the way, which was the same engineer that they did who used, to find out if these arborvitaes were planted on the town property. I donated the machine time. The town brought in $12,000 worth of stone. We placed it, we did it, not to the town, out of my pocket, fixed it up. It's nice, it's pretty. I welcome anyone who used to come down there. The biggest eyesore, I'll say right now, is the town property, which I've applied at one time to buy it, do whatever, not for any benefit to me, but to be able to pick up the garbage and be done. Now I'm told to keep off the town property, which has turned into nothing but a dump mess. I've called the blight people, which again I found out was Mr. Skiddell's lady and the secretary today. In November, after we talked, there's batteries there, there's tires there, there's whatever, just all kinds of junk. But it's still there from November. I said, well, we don't have anybody to take care of blight, but maybe we have somebody now. And I said, that's fine, whatever. Anyways, I was thinking, I was told that under Article 311, I believe, of the town charter, you can open up some kind of investigation because I can prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that the engineering department has cost the town pretty much $12,000 that I could prove that they shouldn't have had to pay. And there would be no reason for a study. And that's, if there's any questions, I'll answer them. If not, I'm sorry for being kind of long here.
No, you weren't long. Thank you for your comments.
Okay.
We'll look into it, and Bob, can we have some resolution by the
Lisa called
next
in
meeting?
today to try and set up an appointment.
Okay, by the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
How you doing? I'm Mark Sanduli. I'm here regarding Mrs. Smalley's water on her property again. I was here approximately 7 weeks ago. I got into the whole thing and explained that her water was coming on the property for over 15 years now, and I was hoping someone would get back to us on this, and it's been 7 weeks and no one's gotten back to us on this. Someone said like...
Your issue was referred to Public Works. Did you go there,
I
like we
didn't.
asked you to?
I did not. We didn't. We thought you were going to contact us. No one's contacted us.
No, I believe our records will show that the matter was referred to Public Works, and we asked you to attend the Public Works meeting.
Is there something? Was there anything done? Do we know if it was referred to Public Works? If they did anything?
If you go to Public Works and address the issue, they'll talk to you at that time, sir.
No, we were told.
Excuse me, if you want to
Okay.
speak, you need to go to the mic and give
Okay.
your name.
So I don't know. I gave some proof the last time I was there on
You did.
water. And I came with some more proof and some more other things that I noticed.
We don't need any more here, sir. You've got to go to Public Works.
Okay. Oh, one other thing also. The last time that we were here, I talked about someone who had gotten back to Mrs. Moore about fixing the problem, and there was information about that, and I was wondering how I would get information about. They set up a project in Mrs. Moore on this for this matter, and I was wondering where I would find the information on that. If you could tell me. There was a project that was set up at one point where they were going to hire a surveyor and talk about the funding for the project to fix it.
No, it was never. I'm sorry, Ed, I don't believe.
It says here
was.
from Mr. Berger, it says, "I received an email, the Director of Public Works, the project had been added to our work list. Preliminary survey has begun." This was in 2016. So where would I find the preliminary survey? And also, there was a construction schedule established pending.
Oh, storm drainage
On the road.
on the road.
I would say go to Public Works. They'll have whatever information you need at that meeting and able to discuss it with you at that time.
Okay, but we have been through the whole system many times before. That's why the last time I came to this board, so maybe we could get something done.
We can't address it here until you go there, sir. I'm sorry.
To where?
Public
Till you go to
Works.
Public
Is there a name that I
Works.
could be?
Second Monday,
And who would I speak to?
Roy Kavanaugh, myself, Kathleen.
So was it-
Mrs. Duplessis, Chairman of Public Works. She will be there.
I had spoken to Roy Kavanaugh several times before I came to the last meeting 7 weeks ago.
Oh, to be honest, we expected you at the last meeting. We had the photos and everything ready to discuss with you, and you didn't come. So try to come this month.
Okay.
It'll be the
If you could have that
second-
ready to go next
Second
time.
Monday.
That'd be
yes.
great, thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay, we'll close public participation and move on. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Oh, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 6, 2019.
Second.
Any corrections? All those in favor of the minutes as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone abstaining? They're approved unanimously. I have no correspondence under the chairman's report. Town manager, do you have anything?
Just a few things. I'd like to thank all the voters who turned out to support our budget and our Public Works bond package. The Public Works Director is setting up a schedule and a cost projection for those projects. Also, a reminder, the parade is on Monday, next Monday, a week from today, and it goes north this year to Watertown. And the Town Hall project is moving along. We've hit a few bumps in the road, but it's moving along. Thank you.
Subcommittee reports. Do we want to start with facilities?
Sure, there's a meeting Wednesday night to talk about the town hall and some of the issues there and how we go forward. That'll be on Wednesday. I'm not sure where, though. We're meeting looking for a room, so we'll find it.
All right, so we'll post it.
Posted by tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Okay. Nothing for ordinance? Anything from the police department?
I believe he's here tonight.
Okay, on to new business. Appointments to boards and commissions.
Okay, I move to appoint Jamie Hobart Lambo, 46 Pine Street, Watertown, as an alternate member of the Police Commission for a term to expire January 31st, 2022, to fill the vacancy created by Michael Brown.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor of the appointment, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Appointment's approved unanimously.
Okay, I move to appoint Lisa Carew as the Watertown representative on the Western Connecticut Convention and Visitors Bureau for a 3-year term commencing July 1st, 2019.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions?
No.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
B, right?
Item B.
Item B. I move to approve the resolution authorizing the establishment of a charter revision commission as follows. Whereas the town council wishes to establish a charter revision commission, now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to Connecticut General Statute 7-188B, the town council hereby commences the establishment of a charter revision commission. Be it further resolved that the Charter Revision Commission be appointed.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah.
Yes?
Just curious. I'm a little bewildered. Before we got this far, which is, okay, I was wondering why we never had a public hearing, just to get some input from the public as to what their concerns are or what they'd like to see done. Or
You do that down the road, Paul.
I know
You
that.
don't hold the hearing before the commission's established.
we haven't in the past.
I don't
been
think
around
so.
all the years.
If I recall, I believe one of the first things that the commission has to do is
Yes.
hold a public hearing. That's like the
Yes.
very first item
Yes.
on it.
Yeah.
But for our benefit, I'd like to hear some input. I know the commission, it's clearly spelled out, they have to have a public hearing. Okay, so,
All those in favor of establishing the commission, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. C,
C, I move to approve the following resolution appointing the membership of the Charter Revision Commission. Whereas the Watertown Town Council has voted to appoint a Charter Revision Commission, and whereas the Town Council shall appoint 9 members, and whereas the membership of the commission members appointed shall consist of 5 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and 1 independent. Now, therefore be it resolved that the following appointments are made to the Charter Revision Commission. Republicans will be, number 1, John M. Donahue, 319 Thomaston Road, Watertown. 2, Kenneth Demers, 31 Oak Drive, Watertown. 3, Eric Markowitz, 221 Artillery Road, Watertown. 4, Zaga Antonetti, 397 Kimberly Lane, Watertown. And 5, Robert Kane, 59 Taft Circle, Watertown. And for the Democrats, we have Jeffrey Damaris, 80 Williamson Circle, Oakville. 2, Robert M. Marinaro, 55 Butternut Lane, Watertown. And 3, J. Paul Vance, Jr., 24 Summit Ridge, Watertown. And for the independents, we have Rachel Ryan, 110 Woodbury Road, Watertown. Be it further resolved that the commission shall submit its draft report on or before April 6, 2020.
is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
After the chair.
Yes, Paul?
The independent,
Yes.
Rachel Ryan, personally, I support her. I think she's excellent. Very
Okay.
intelligent lady. She was on it last, but I'm just curious, who nominated her? How did she get on?
I believe Mr. Wynn asked for nomination some months back from the Independent Party, from the Democrats,
Okay.
and from the Republican Town Committee. And that's where the names all came from. Anyone else? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed?
I abstain.
One abstention. Motion passes unanimously. D,
D, I make a motion that the town council charge the Charter Revision Commission to consider the following. 1, that the Charter Revision Commission review the present form of government and any alternate forms and recommend which structure is the most efficient and appropriate for Watertown. 2, that the Charter Revision Commission review and recommend any and all necessary housekeeping language changes. And 3, confirm that any and all appropriate changes to conform with the present state statutes and regulations being reviewed.
is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions?
I'm not going to support this motion because I'm having a problem with charging them with the form of government.
Say again, please?
I'm having a problem with them looking at the form of government because I believe there's nothing wrong with what we have right now. So that's my opinion. You can-
Anyone else?
Through the chair, my understanding is that we're required to set up this committee and to look at the charter every 10 years. Is that based on?
That's
state
correct.
Statute? So in addition to the form of government, we're required to look at really the whole charter
That's right.
as a whole.
Yeah. So that's my second concern, which is okay. I'm okay with it. We're opening up the entire charter. We're not giving them specific, okay. All right.
Anyone else? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
1 in opposition, and the motion passes.
E, I move to appoint Attorney Franklin G. Pillacy of the Law Offices of Franklin G. Pillacy, P.C., as the attorney for the Charter Revision Commission at an hourly rate of $195.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, I got a lot of concerns today. Through the chair.
Of course, Paul.
Well, not usually, but tonight's a good night. Has any consideration been given to hiring an independent outside attorney that specializes in this stuff?
I can't answer that. I do not believe so.
You don't believe so?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Through the chair, it hasn't Franklin Pelosi been the attorney for the last one? No?
No, he was
Who
not.
was the attorney for the last one?
I believe Joe Suma was.
Oh, Joe Suma was. Okay. All right, sorry.
Through the chair.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I spoke about this earlier. I thought that appointing an attorney, we probably should put it out to bid. I don't know what, I don't know what I know it's $195 an hour, but, I don't know how much we would save, but I thought it would be a good idea to put it out to bid, but I support it. I think they should put it out to bid, though.
Through the chair. Is this rate similar to the town attorney's rate?
Identical to the
It's identical to the town attorney. Okay. Thank you.
Same rate as the town attorneys.
It's a professional service.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Polly?
One in opposition, the motion passes. F,
F, okay. I move to approve the resolution setting the mill rate at 33.19 for fiscal year 2019-2020, due and payable on July 1st, 2019, for personal property taxes, motor vehicle taxes, and the first installment of real estate taxes due on July 1st, 2019, and the second installment on the real estate taxes due on January 1st, 2020.
is there a second?
Second.
Just for the record, that is a reduction in the mill rate of .40. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
G,
Mhm.
I move to set a special town meeting to be held on June 3rd at 7:15 PM to approve an appropriation from the general fund in the amount of $344,400 for police special duty services, town and non-town. Funds are offset by revenues from vendors which services are supplied.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
I need a little clarification on this.
So the extra duty job.
I knew you were going to ask that.
Why does that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you help us?
Yes, this is a housekeeping function. Josh is here, he could explain it, but it's, all the funds that are paid for extra duty by the contractors goes into the general fund, and it's paid out of a separate line item called extra duty.
Okay,
Same as
So it's
been every
transferring
year.
money.
okay.
Yeah, the whole premise here is our extra duty is, we've had such an uptick in extra duty, I think we're paying officers faster than the money's coming in from the vendors, so
Okay,
just have
that
to
makes
rebalance
sense.
it.
Thank
Keith,
you.
the question I have is, how much money does the town make off the $344,400?
To date, the town should be receiving approximately $165,000 from administrative fees billed to police extra duty.
And that money goes where? The
To the general
$165,000?
fund. That goes to the general fund.
General
yes.
fund?
Is that over and above the 344?
No.
No, that's
Oh,
included.
okay.
No, this is town earned revenue, the $165,000.
Okay.
The profit is the 100 and change.
Anyone else have any questions? Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Berniger.
H?
Yep.
Okay, I move to approve the resolution authorizing the transfer of funds between line items for fiscal year 2018-2019.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you.
Anyone have a question? All those in favor of the transfer, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay.
Okay, the next one is I move to enter into executive session to discuss the town manager's evaluation and attendance will be the town manager and the members of the town council only.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. They have to leave? They have to leave too. Okay.
two in
Are
there.
we ready? Okay.
Yes.
I move to approve a 2% compensation raise to Robert Scannell, Town Manager, effective
July 1st.
July 1st.
July 1st? Is that it? July 1st.
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you for your service, Bob. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining?
Abstain.
One abstention. Okay, I think we're moving to public participation.
One more time.
Anyone wish to address the council?
Sure, Mickle 95 Woodvine Avenue.
Yes, sir.
The Charter Revision Commission is remarkably staffed. But Paul Rinaldi's remarks about, has anybody asked about what the Charter Revision should look at? And you said, that doesn't happen now. But on LMD, you told the Charter Revision Committee what you wanted them to do. Of course, that's always open for their interpretation of what needs to be done. So they could ignore the change in form of government and decide completely on something different. But I seriously doubt that, judging by the makeup of the committee. So I'm anxious to hear more. And again, who determined that Franklin Pillacy should be the chairman? How was that determined?
Lawyer.
He's the attorney.
Attorney.
I'm sorry. How was his name chosen to be the attorney?
Mr. Nguyen put the name on the agenda recommendation in front of us, and we voted on it.
So nobody else was looked at except what Tom
I don't
Nguyen
know, sir.
suggested?
I can't answer that.
Well, it certainly didn't come before this board, did it?
Through the chair. And through other
Please,
discussions,
John.
we wanted to make sure it was a different lawyer than one that we
Jonathan.
use for
Please.
general town.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly. I
Keep
think it
quiet.
should have been somebody that has not been employed in the town for this many years. Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, so moved.
Second.
Trying to help Mary.
Yeah, it's not his place.